Hey there! Today, I'm here to talk about the interactions between Ruby and Sapphire in the show Steven Universe, and to analyze the nature of their relationship. In this video, I will be providing some background information for those who are newer to the show, but I will be providing my own interpretations. So even if you are confident in your knowledge of the show's terminology, I'd advise sticking around. So, let's begin. Fusion is when two or more gems merge their physical and mental beings to create one larger gem, with the exception of Stevani, being the fusion of a half-gem, half-human hybrid, and a human who has never happened before and is therefore an outlier. Anyways, for example, Ruby and Sapphire fuse to make Garnet, a character that is so skillful at fusing that it is for a while unknown to the audience that she is a fusion at all, because Ruby and Sapphire spend so little time on fused. It has been shown so far that on Homeworld, where Gem Society originates, fusion is used as a weapon of sorts, only meant for battle, as proven by Jasper's disgust, calling Garnet a shameless display, and calling fusion just a cheap tactic to make weak gems stronger. And by Peridot's internalized, shall we call it, fusion phobia, and confusion over the constantly fused state of Ruby and Sapphire. However, it is shown that the crystal gems view fusion as a more casual practice, as it has been shown to be used in non-deadly situations, be it for convenience, favors, pride, or out of closeness. In the Fusion Classroom Gems short, the stark contrast between the perception of fusion is proven clearer. At the end of the short, when asked, the crystal gems unanimously answer that the best reason to fuse is love, and fuse into Alexandrite. Before we delve further in evaluating the nature of Ruby and Sapphire's relationship, however, we need to first evaluate something that is critical for analyzing such: gender. Simply put, both Ruby and Sapphire are in fact both of the same gender. Gems have been canonically stated to be technically genderless, but they do use feminine pronouns, she/her. And until it has been further stated, it is safe to assume that they are both girls. In media, the most iconic of duos always exhibit the polar opposite id and superego, be it from kids' shows, to entertainment meant for all ages, to things recommended for more mature audiences. This is likely to be due to the fact that when the id and superego successfully balance each other out, the ego is formed. The ego itself is what is most accepted by society, so while audiences may not be acutely aware of it, observing the id and superego when unbalanced can bring discomfort to viewers of the media in question. The superego and id characters are often described as completing one another, and at some point are probably shown facing crises of some sorts when separated from their counterpart, and thus unbalanced. This is portrayed in a more literal sense with Ruby and Sapphire. When they are able to harmonize, they create Garnet, the ego. In media, however, there are only really two types of relationships that this balance is portrayed through: twins and romantic involvement. Friendships are also portrayed in a similar way, but it's not nearly as common for these friendships to be taken to the extreme in their portrayals of the id and superego of said characters. And if they do, it's likely for them to end up romantically affiliated by the end of the story. In the show, it has been shown that the gems are created through artificial means, so the idea of gems having any biological relations is non-existent. While it has been shown that there are duplicates of gems, considering how non-personal Homeworld society is, it is very likely that there is no special bond between gems of the same type. This being said, a twin relationship becomes impossible. In fact, the closest we see to any familial relationships by gems are how the crystal gems interact with Steven, a motherly role, and he is not even fully a gem. So, that leaves a romantic relationship. Is this the case with Ruby and Sapphire? Without a doubt, yes. The extreme caricature of the id and superego portrayed in their personalities, further enforced through Garnet's role as the ego, leads to them living up to the comic romantic trope of said balance. Though the show has yet to explicitly state, Ruby and Sapphire are two agender, female pronoun-using gems who are romantically involved with one another, it has done everything but. It has shown them concern for each other, having arguments, showing physical affection, and face prejudice for their state of being. But why has it been yet to be officially stated? As Oscar Wilde's significant other, Alfred Douglas, put it, homosexuality is referred to as the love that dare not speak its name. Amy Hoffman, the author of Do Tell, Recovering GLBT History, told of their cousin who was obviously gay, but was still afraid to come out to his grandmother even. though it was widely known throughout the family that he was gay. However, the problem was not being gay. It's breaking the silence, acknowledging it, forcing it into the cultural discourse. The same holds true to the show. While it is very obvious that the characters Ruby and Sapphire are in fact in a homosexual relationship, it is likely to never be stated as explicitly of a manner as needed to convince more conservative fans, because when stated in that manner, it will be impossible to ever deny and run the risk of losing a large portion of the show's viewer base. So, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe click like or subscribe if you feel like it and you want to see more. Have a nice day.